the CVO Road Glide ST. What's up, guys? I'm Isaac here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, and we have your pre-owned bike of the week, this 2024 Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide ST. Super excited to finally be able to take one of these out on the road and see how this bike handles, if it lives up to the hype. This one is pre-owned, so it has a couple additional features added on to really help this one get dialed in. So obviously you'll see it does have a 2-to-1 Bassani, which sounds phenomenal. We'll go and show you how awesome that is here in a second. It does have an aftermarket Harley-Davidson seat, and it does have this Clockworks red windshield, which actually paired with the white sand pearl and the red that's already on this bike, it looks sharp. Now, why is the CVO Road Glide ST so cool? Well, oh, and you have this Screaming Eagle air cleaner too. Biggest things about this bike that make it so amazing is that it's 121 cubic inch high output Milwaukee 8s. So it's got a big old cam and a lot of displacement. And it's set up to ride pretty aggressively. This is a inverted front end with dual radial Brembos on a Harley-Davidson Road Glide with a forged carbon fiber front fender, and one of the few Harley-Davidsons, and especially one of the few baggers, that has adjustable front suspension and stock with remote reservoir rear shocks that are also going to be very easy to adjust. So this bike it's a Harley-Davidson Sport Tour. I mean, it's a Road Glide. It's made for ripping pretty aggressively, and it's on that newer bagger style. So it's got this awesome LED lighting. It does have the little mini floorboards, so you don't have to worry about getting these scraped up too much when you're leaning. It's got this awesome big screen to show off everything, and then you do have these nice little cubbies. So we're gonna go and show you how this thing's like to ride. One-touch start. So it has to have the key fob near it, has a security system. So similar CVO keys to the past. It has the little flip out hard key for locking the forks, but it doesn't have like the trunk lock or the bag lock and things like that, because this is CVO and it has, but compared to the CVO ST, not just CVO. So it's got a lot of upgraded features, but different than what you might have on that CVO, because they're also going for weight reduction. So trying to find that right balance between reduced weight and also lots of features that you expect. So fire it up. I could listen to that all day. That's phenomenal. It does have the upgraded Rockford Fosgates. Oh, and like I forgot, so the controls got switched when you went up to the 24 baggers. Now let's see, not connected. That's not even a little over halfway, but we won't do any of that. So that way you guys can hear my beautiful voice and this beautiful exhaust. This could be, I haven't even ridden it yet, and I have a strong feeling it's going to be one of my favorite bikes to go and ride. Yeah, so liquid cooled 128 cubic inch motor, 25th anniversary CVO. It's got the Screaming Eagle there, red and whitish with a gorgeous flake on it. Got this ST bars. All right. I haven't spent a ton of time on these baggers, but I spent a little bit. Everything's just so smooth on this bike already. It's got so much power right here, just at your disposal. The first 121 I've taken out on the road, so I'm excited to see what this thing will do. And it's been tuned, so it looks like it's got the full stage 1 with full Bassani exhaust and that intake. So the advantage of that intake is that it's a lot further in, so you don't have to worry about hitting your leg on a big exposed breather. It just feels so balanced. It's just kind of like the 131, you're just like, it's got so much ready to go. So let's see, it should be a bagger that has the most lean of any of them. Nice and smooth. unfortunately, there's a bit too much going on up here for us to open it up. That's why we do the over-the-shoulder look. Alright, so there is a state trooper SUV right there, so we cannot. No, there's a second one. We're gonna use it up quite a bit. That's not the ideal time to really wail on a 121 cubic inch bike. So the only downside, that is the only negative about this bike, is you get yourself in trouble kind of quick. Make sure there's not another one. Holy cow. Ho ho! Haha! Okay, a bike like this wants to be ridden, so we are gonna go ride it right quick. So why does everyone love this bike? Well, it's a bagger. It's probably the fastest production bagger that we've seen from Harley-Davidson. It's 100. I mean, it's the biggest displacement motor that's been produced. Not produced, but dropped in a factory bike. I mean, it's a 121 cubic inch motor. I mean, before the CVOs were only 117s, but now everything's kind of fast now. But it's CVO, so you still get a lot of those CVO benefits. You get your lit. It looks like the lit hand controls. You get your braided cables, all those things. But it's stripped down, so it looks like you don't have. So it doesn't have the heated grips. It doesn't have saddlebag speakers. Instead, it's got a little bit rowdier cam and some more aggressive bars and aggressive suspension. It's a fast bike when you're not even really getting on it much and you're not even going over 55, but you just with how you're feeling what it's doing at this low speed, that just lets you know what it'll do. And it's got the liquid cooled heads, so you've got big displacement, but you don't have to worry about big heat quite as bad. One of our sales folks, Mari, she actually has this exact bike. Well, she has a CVO ST in this color from this same year, and I think she rode hers out to California already. She always puts on a lot of miles, and she came from a bagger, an older Road Glide Special. I know people that have traded in the Pan Americas for this bike, because before, you had your fast Pan Am, and then you had your more comfortable cruiser like your Road Glide. But now this bike blends that line so well. You've got power. You've got enough power to keep you busy on this thing, and it's got the suspension set up that you can get dialed into exactly how you want it to be. How you ride the bike with you and your passenger and your luggage. Get this thing dialed in. If you want a little bit firmer for, you're about to really go bang out some nice smooth mountain roads, and you want this suspension tight and ready for it, then do that. But at the same time, you can get it set up a little bit more for your more everyday road riding. And there was one of the only other gripes that I had with these baggers when I first rode one was how hard it was for me to change the mode button with my shorter little stubby thumb here. So it was hard for me to, hold a steady hand on the throttle while change that mode. But now it's not quite as bad. That was the turn I needed. This seat's very comfortable. I'm surprised at how comfortable I am on this bike. And it's not just, oh my gosh, I'm on a fun bike. It's comfortable.
You do have, I do like this, the new hatch style, so there's no cap you have to unscrew or screw in. It's just a cap, so you can just lift up, get up underneath there, lift it up, and then you're in your fuel tank. So it's a little bit easier to access, I think. You've also got these little wings, so you can shut the wind off you or get more wind on you. And then you have this massive screen. I like this. The standard screen's pretty good. It adds another level of customization though. So I'm gonna watch this guy on his phone. Make sure he doesn't see everybody creeping forward. You know, one of the things that makes me nervous is whenever you're in a traffic situation like that, where the turn lane to the left of you, they got the green light to go, but you didn't, and you can see the guy right behind you, and they're just, you know, can't even see their face. They're looking straight down at the phone, and it makes you nervous because you're concerned that they might just go ahead and you know, just go ahead and see people moving and ease forward, but your line's not moving, so definitely want to make sure you're being vigilant and watching the folks behind you there. This windscreen's nice though. It kicked up the wind pretty well at our reasonable speeds we were going. I like how these turn signals look on this bike too. So now we're really kind of stopped in traffic and not really feeling the heat too bad. We're just gonna hop a U-turn right here because we're gonna be stuck in this the whole way down there. Yeah, so I mean, I've got to hit this pages button here and I can see everything, a lot of things I can switch in between of. And the nice part about this layout is I can look at it all but still be able to see my main two controls for, you know, or my main two displays. For on my left, you'll see I've got my speed and my fuel gauge. Then my right, I've got my tach and my voltmeter. Nice thing about these newer setups is that they also show you what gear you're in without it being engaged. You see them in first, I can shift it up to second, and you'll see that it shows me right then. So I don't have to get the clutch out or have that gear moving. I can see exactly what I want to right there. See how well our U-turn is on this new bagger. Yeah, we can do that. These bikes are so nimble now. Throw it in track mode. See what that does. Bars feel just a little bit wide for me. I feel like I need something turned in just a little bit more. Spinning floorboards are nice. Also, I like this isn't the flat out bar, but it's very similar. I can prop my feet up, get up on that, just make sure I'm not on the brake. So that's a nice little spot I can reach my leg out to. And the nice part is that this one does have this exposed air cleaner. So my leg's not as involved up on that thing, so it's not in the way, so I can reach that spot to prop my foot up on a lot better. Bike has cruise control, of course. I can also, so some of my other readouts I can see are my fuel gauge, my air temp, so I can see it's a nice 64. You can also see the fuel range. Oh, what is this? Look at all this mud. Gosh, talk about having torque where you want it. Track mode's kind of nice. I want to say it's supposed to really smooth it out on the bottom end there, so it's a little bit smoother to pick it back up when you get off your brakes. So we'll see how that does. I gotta get more speed to need brakes. Right now I'm just trying to see how it feels there. These mini floorboards aren't bad. I didn't think I'd like them as much as I do, but they actually do the job really well. So yeah, and this is also a good riding position too for this bike. I mean, I'm locked in here on the back. I'm forward enough that I'm ready for the acceleration. I mean, this bike feels like you can get this thing over. Cruising, fourth gear on some bigger turns. And as big stable as the Road Glide already is, and then this one with this little more premium suspension, I imagine it'll put in some pretty phenomenal work. On brake. Oh yeah, that is nice. Kind of quick. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm a fan. Can't really crank it wide open out here on this, but on this video here, but I mean, we can get it open enough to kind of see what it's got to do. I mean, just everything we're doing right now. I mean, I can feel the bike has a lot more it wants to give in these situations. Honestly, it's a great bike. It's a lot of fun, but it's also very practical. All this power is very easy to manage. So even if you don't have to be wailing on it all the time. It's fun. You're gonna go through gas pretty quick like that. But I'm probably not too concerned about that if you're riding the motorcycle. It's fun. But these ride modes and these safety enhancements really help keep the bike very manageable. If you're not going, wide open to the wall all the time, you don't have to. And this bike is very easy and manageable to ride. Even at these, standard expected speeds. It handles being at 45 pretty nice. But it has the low end torque and everything, so when you want it, you got it. You just gotta grab a handful of it and it'll do what you want. Because isn't it always better to have all that extra power at hand, on hand, when you need it, than to be, wide open on the bike all the time and not have much more to get? I really like this red windscreen. This red windscreen, if you have this color on your bike, you need the red windscreen. I think it looks phenomenal. Yeah, so here it is, and it's so much fun. It's surprisingly very practical for how fun of a bike this is, because you can still throw a tour pack on, you can still do a lot of 2-up touring. And so if you want to know more about more reasons why you need this motorcycle, then come see us, because there's not any reasons why you don't need it. Then come see us here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson in Raleigh, North Carolina. So in the meantime, thank you for riding with us, and we hope that you ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.